Welcome back to another riveting video on how to calculate tax. So what I've got in front of me is a tax table. So this tells you how much tax you need to pay. And if you look at it, you can figure out that the more money that you earn from your income, from your job, the more tax you're gonna have to pay, which kind of makes sense. Like someone who earns $10,000 a year is not gonna get taxed $1 million. But someone who has 10 investment properties and is doing very well for themselves, they will pay more tax because they're earning a lot more money. Now, we do need tax, despite what some people might say. We do need tax. If we don't have tax, Australia just isn't going to be a very good place to live in. You probably have to walk everywhere. So, I've got a few examples. Someone come to me, I earn this much per year. How much tax will I pay? We're going to go through them individually. Now, this table can be a little bit tricky to read, but we'll go through it. So, basically what this says, if you earn between $0 and $18,200, you don't have to pay any tax. If you earn between $18,201, $45,000, you gotta pay a little bit, and it's to do with percentages. So we all know how we all know how to do percentages. And then next tax bracket, next. So let's look at the first one. I earned $15,000 this year. How much tax will I pay? Well, which tax bracket are we in? Oh, we're in this one. 15,000 lives between 18,200 and 0. Oh, we don't have to pay any tax. Nil just means 0. So we're going to write nil. So if I earn 15 grand in a year, I don't have to pay any tax. Next one. I earned 30,000 this year. How much tax will I pay? Which tax bracket are we in? Oh, we're in this one. So, 19 cents for each dollar over 18,200. That's a bit tricky. What do we have to do first? We have to figure out how many dollars over 18,200 have we got. So, let's do that. Now just use your calculator. You can do it in your head, but I do recommend checking with a calculator. Here's one I prepared earlier. 30,000 minus 18,200. 11,800. So we have earned $11,800 more than 18,200. Or we're only going to get taxed on $11,800 worth of stuff. Doesn't mean we're going to lose $11,800. Just they're going to be calculating a percentage of that. Don't worry, I know it's confusing. Don't stress too much. So now what do? For each dollar over the $18,200, we got to pay the government 19 cents. That's nearly 1/5 of all the money over that amount. So I've earned that much more than 18,200. The government's now going to take 19 cents of every dollar of that amount. So here's how we do it. $0.19, pop that on your calculator. $2,242. So the answer to that question would be $2,242. If you earn 30 grand a year, 2,200 of that is going to the government. You'll never see again. Well, they'll invest it in things that will hopefully improve your life, like roads and schools and festivals, all sorts of cool stuff. Defence. As a reference, I earned, starting out, teachers earn about 75 grand a year before tax, and then they might lose $10,000 in tax or so. So it is a big chunk, but I do think it is worth it. I earned $50,000 this year. Let's do the next one. How much tax will I pay? Well, let's look. Which tax bracket are we in? Here we are. We're in this one. This is a bit longer. $5,092 plus this number for each dollar over 45,000. This is 32.5 cents. You can't buy anything for 32.5 cents because we don't really have half cents in shops, but we still use this decimal number. So let's just write this down. 5,092. We'll put it over here. We'll come back to it later. How much over $45,000 have we earned? Let's work that out. You can do this on your calculator. I mean, I think we all know the answer. 5,000. So we're getting, we need to look at that number and calculate tax off that. So 32.5 cents for each dollar over 45,000. There are $5,000 that's over 45,000, so we need to times that. Same as what we did up here. 5,000 times 0.325. Let's pop this one into our calculators. 1,625. Now that's not the end of that. Do you remember this 5,000 we popped over here? We need to add that on. 1625. Oh, sorry, you can't even see it. If you're wondering, I'm using my hand to hold the phone, so this is probably a very sketchy looking video. 6,717 bucks. Cool. So if you earn 50 grand, you got to pay that much. 6,717. If you earn 30 grand, you only got to pay that much, which kind of makes sense. The more money you earn, the more tax you're going to have to pay. All right, let's do another one. 175,000. Now that's a lot of money. If you're earning this much money in a year, you've probably got an accountant, but let's pretend that you don't. Let's pretend that you've, I don't know, stolen a lot of money and you decided to declare it as income. I don't know. Okay, which tax bracket are we in? Here we are, we're in this one. Less than 180, but bigger than 120. So, a new lot of numbers. Let's take this number, once again, we'll just take this number, we'll pop it off to the side. 29,467. And now we have to figure out how much money do we have that's over 120,000 bucks. So, same thing here. I know this is a lot of steps, but if you can figure out the pattern and just replicate it on each question, you're all good. My hand's getting sore. My camera's starting to shake. I think my phone has, it has that stability thing, so it doesn't look too shaky, but my hand's like shaking heaps hard now. 175 minus 120. Make sure you get your zeros right. Don't do 12,000 or 1.2 million because you'll know about it. Wait, did I even show you the calculator then? Sorry if I didn't. I probably didn't. Looks like that. 55,000. So that's how much is over 120 grand. Now we need to calculate tax on that. What do we times this number by? Have a look, have a guess. This one. So, $55 grand times 0.37. $20,350. Now, as before, we've put this number off to the side, we've got to add it on. Add this number onto that. Uh-oh. This is why I use pencil. 20,350. Plus 2350. 49,817. That's how much tax you're going to pay. Way more than this. But maybe deservedly so. You're earning a lot more money, so you should be paying more tax. All right, last one. I earned 216,550 bucks this year. How much tax will I pay? I've just put a not round, nice number like the other ones. So, which bracket are we in? Oh, this one here. Good. These are the numbers we're looking at. 51,667. Let's pop it over to the side. How much of this is over 180,000? Let's have a look. 216,550 minus 180. Now, by the way, I'm doing lots of calculations. This is to show you exactly my thought process. If you can do this when you show you working out in your booklet, that's also really helpful. If you just write that, it doesn't really tell me what you've done. So show as much working out as you can, because if you make a mistake somewhere and you only write the final answer, I'm not going to be able to give you that many marks because I don't know where you got the number from. If you show what you're working out, I'll know exactly where you went wrong. Uh-oh, that's not focusing. There we go. 36,550. Cool. We need to work out tax from this. What do we times it by? Have another guess which number we need to times it by. That one. So, 36. Let's pop that on the calculator. Was it always this glary? Did I just have, no, that, Nope. Sorry, how do you, there we go. Okay. 36,550, whoops, times 0.45. 16,447 and 50 cents. If you notice, like when you get up here, 45%, any money over 180,000 bucks, nearly half of that is just going to the government in tax. So if I earn $1 million, I'm probably going to give the government like 400,000 bucks in tax. The higher up you go, the more you got to pay in tax. People find out ways to dodge this. Some of it illegal, some of it actually not illegal. It's just, yeah, savvy. So we need to add this number to this one that we've left at the start. 16,447 and 50 cents. Add these two together. $68,114.5. That was a lot of work, but we got there. I will run through the steps of what to do again. Take this number, take these numbers here. Well, first of all, find out what tax bracket you're in. Which tax bracket does your number live in? And then take this number and just stick it off to the side. Then you've got to work out how much more than this number is my income. 50,000 is $5,000 more than 45,000. You times that number by this here. That will give you a number, and you add that to that. That gives you how much tax you got to pay in total. Bye.